Welcome to the Switchboard YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about college basketball, the NCAA Tournament, and we're going to be discussing the different teams that have reached the Final Four in the women's game and the men's game. And we're going to be discussing who we think our favorites are going to be and the storylines that have took place during this year's NCAA Tournament. So let's get started. The first big news that kind of took us over was Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg injured himself in the AAC tournament. It was ACC tournament. He injured his ankle after jumping for a rebound. He landed a little bit awkward. And that was a situation where a lot of us were worried about, would Cooper Flagg come out okay? He ended up not playing the rest of the game, and he missed the following two games, which helped his team to have a bit of independence away from Cooper Flagg because they were relying on him so heavily. But if you watch the games, you understand that even though Cooper Flagg has a great impact on the team, you can see that the team really has a system around them. They're very well coached, and they have an identity, I should say. But definitely, having some time away from Cooper Flagg helped the team to kind of find their way. They ended up winning the ACC tournament, and that really established or cemented how great this team has been throughout the whole season and throughout the ACC games that they've played. It really changed the kind of momentum because it took them from just being a team that had just won a lot of games to a team that had actually now won some silverware. And Cooper Flagg was able to get some time off to rest his body. And as he rested his body, it allowed him to come back stronger for the NCAA tournament. Many didn't expect Cooper Flagg to come back in the first game of the NCAA tournament. He was expected to probably miss the first 2 weeks, maybe, or first week at least, until he got his injury sorted. He did have an X-ray, a scan on his leg, and it came back negative for any further injury. It was a minor sprain, not a major sprain. So it was a good news for Cooper Flagg and his family, and for Duke University, and the team and the staff and the teammates that he had created such a strong bond with. What surprised us all was Cooper Flagg coming back for the first game, and he came back in a fashion that was expected from Cooper Flagg. They won the game by a dominant fashion, and that just cemented how good Cooper Flagg is and how resilient this Duke team can be. Since then, they've had many good performances. Cooper Flagg has scored 30 points, I think 5 rebounds and 5 assists in a game, and he just cemented how good he can be in the NCAA tournament, and now has led them to the Final Four, where they'll be playing Houston University. Let's just discuss about what do we think will happen in this Final Four. For me, I think Cooper Flagg and his team have a good chance to win. They play a very they have a balance between offense and defense, I should say. The balance that they have between offense and defense allows them to really stand out when it comes to playing different teams and to really be a matchup nightmare because they have height, they have length, and they have an ability to score the ball. They have an ability to defend, and it can be tough for a team who is defensive minded like Houston to create offense. Because you're stopping the other team from scoring, but you also have to remember, if you're stopping them from scoring, you also have to score some points. And that's something that you have to remember. And I think Duke has that balance between defense and offense to be able to create offense. But it depends how much Houston can throw them off their game. If Houston have a good game plan, they can really throw them off their game and stop them from scoring. And if they stop them from scoring, it can really affect how this team can thrive in the Final Four. So we just have to wait and see what happens, what takes place. I'm very confident for both teams, Houston or Duke, to go to the final. Um, who I think is going to win, I don't know. I think it's up for grabs. I think whoever shows the fight and hunger to want to win will come out on top. And whoever wants it more, I think in this situation matters. I think Duke has got a better team, but I think Houston has a team that comes together when it's needed, and I think they're number one in defense in the nation. So Duke has to consider that, and I think Duke are third in defense. So Duke has to just understand that they're coming against a very good defensive team that will have many defensive schemes planned for the likes of Cooper Flagg, for the likes of Proctor, for the likes of Concanipple, to try to stop them from doing what they do best. And they have to come out and realize, okay, we got an identity, we got a game plan. Let's stick to our game plan. Let's stick to our identity, and hopefully we can come out on top. So I just have to wait and see with that. Some other news that came from the NCAA double tournament was the injury to USC's player, Juju Watkins. She ended up with an ACL injury against UCLA, and it was a terrible injury. One that we didn't want to see happen, but it really affected just how it affected how I kind of like don't know how to say this. Like sometimes when you're watching basketball, it's like you feel like these players are like kind of like superhuman, like nothing can happen to them. Like, but when they get injured, it's kind of like it's like your favorite superhero kind of going down. Like when you're watching Marvel, when you're watching DC Universe, like you see your favorite superhero kind of go down. It's like what's wrong with them? Like they're a superhero. They're someone that can thrive through all situations, and nothing can go wrong. When you see Kyrie Irving going down, it's the same feeling. Like it's like what's going on with Kyrie Irving? Like he's your favorite superhero. Like you don't expect Kyrie to just go down like that. But it happens in the game. It's part of the game, and you just have to look forward to seeing them come out on top when the time or the light shines on them again. And I was just so happy to see Juju Watkins do so well at USC. She's second all time in scoring for a freshman for a player in her first 2 seasons in Division One basketball, and it just shows to how good she can be and how good she has been. So now Juju Watkins is out, and USC unfortunately didn't make it past the Elite Eight. Was it the Sweet 16? I think she went down the Sweet 16. No, I think it was Sweet 16. She didn't make it past. One of the two. I think it was Sweet. I think it was Sweet 16 that she got injured, and she didn't make it past the Elite Eight. So please correct me if I'm wrong, but that was a kind of a devastating moment for me watching the game. I wanted Juju to do so well. I wanted her to reach. I wanted her to do well, but there's another player I'll be talking about soon as well, who I also wanted to do well as well, and they were about to match up. So UConn have reached the Final Four, and actually now when this comes out, you probably would know that they had played the team that they had played UCLA in the Final Four, and they have won against UCLA, and the team was fantastic. UConn played a fantastic game. Paige, who scored a 40-point game in the Sweet 16, I think, has been phenomenal so far. She's just been playing at a high level. UConn have got a depth in their team. They've got an understanding of one another, and it's just been something fun for me to see and witness, and for me to experience and see on a weekly basis, watching their team play. I think UConn and USC were about to play and I thought that was going to be a very entertaining game with Juju Watkins playing, but unfortunately she was injured, and the team didn't survive past UConn. So that was upsetting, but it kind of showed me that it's Paige's time right now. Um, she's in the final, her second final, first final being in her freshman year. Is she gonna win? I don't know. She's playing South Carolina. South Carolina won last year, so they've got the experience, they've got the knowledge, know-how of how to come out on top. Another team which I thought was gonna do well was LSU, but they've got knocked out as well. So it's just tough to see certain teams get knocked out and try to predict who's gonna make it to the final. But now we know the finalists. I think it's gonna be a very good, entertaining final. I think the teams have a lot to give in this final. Who's gonna win? Again, I'm on the fence. I'm not too sure who's gonna win. I'm just gonna watch the game and be entertained. And anyone can come out on top. It just depends on who wants it more again. I think that's what it comes down to in the final four. In the final, I think it just comes down to who wants to win, who wants to thrive and shine, and who wants to come out on top. There's a lot of players who dream about these moments, and I think when you reach these moments, you just got to make the most of the situation. Um, and when you make the most of the situation, good things can come out of it. It's not easy to make it past the final four. That's just an achievement in itself. Just make it to that stage. You're divisional champions. You've made it to that stage. Now it's just trying to make it past that stage. It can be quite difficult. So you just gotta hope that your team sees it through and has something in them to just take them to the next level and hopefully win it if they can. Um, Another storyline which I wanted to discuss was how do we feel about the transfer portal? So the transfer portal has been interesting. You see players like Elliot Cadeau, he left UNC to go to Michigan. People were rumoring that he had asked for $2 million at UNC for the upcoming season, and because they refused to pay him, he decided to leave. I don't think it's that simple, but I think a lot of players these days are deciding to leave. You've got Xaivian Lee, he's decided to leave Princeton to go to a different organized team. I think in Ivy League schools they don't pay their I don't know if it's just in the U in the in I think it's Ivy League schools. They don't pay their student athletes to play for their program, so it's a bit different with Ivy League schools. I don't know if that's actually I'm not sure. No, I think they do. I think it's I think with Xavier Lee, I think there's a reason. I think it was because he was in Ivy League school. I think there's something there that he was not getting paid to play. Something was going down there, but hopefully he now can get to a situation where they can pay him and he can get the payment he deserves because he's been playing exceptionally well. I think he could go up draft boards. I think he could really go up in the draft boards. I think he could get selected. I think he just got to weigh up the options and see what situation is better, playing on another team or going to the draft. I think probably a year in college, another year couldn't hurt because you probably get paid, have that experience of playing on an organization that can really compete for the NCAA title and also get paid in that as well and see where you can land. And you never know, if you go to a smaller program, maybe a Cinderella moment can happen. This year, we saw 4 number 1 teams in the Final Four. The second time that's happened ever, I think. And well, since a certain year, but it's the first time it's happened in a while. And the last time it happened was in San Antonio, where they're going to be playing the Final Four. So it's quite interesting conspiracy theories. So you just gotta wait and see what happens there. Like, do we think that another team, a Cinderella, could make it to the Final Four, or make it to the Elite Eight or the Sweet 16? Like, what do we think? Because these times now we're looking at how much these teams have to spend, that they're getting these very good transfers to their organizations and to their programs, I should say. And as they get these elite players, they're having better pushes to the Final Fours, to the Elite Eight, to the Sweet 16s, and they're taking advantage of these moments. So we've got to wait and see who deserves to be in these moments. It's just a matter of just seeing what happens. But I think the transfer portal is good. I think it helps create a balance, helps switch things. But I understand that mid-major programs are suffering from they're good players leaving after the first year or the second year, and it can be tough. But I think organizations just gotta recruit the right players with the right mindset, and if they recruit the right players, I think these players will stay. I think it's not uncommon for these players to stay. They just want to get drafted. More and more likely than not, they just want to get drafted. So if they feel like they can get drafted from your program, they're gonna stay. So I just think it's about recruiting the right players and players that have the right mindset of trying to see how far they can go on your program and see how far they can take it. So it's important to see these things. So yeah, that's all for this video. I hope you have enjoyed the video. We're just discussing the NCAA tournament and the transfer portal, and I hope you like to show that you are enjoying the content. Comment, because when you comment, it shows us that you are liking what we're making, and we can continue making that content. And subscribe, because your subscriptions mean a lot, so we can reach our goals and targets that we have on this channel. Thank you for all the feedback, and just thank you for being entertained, and just coming back for our content on a weekly basis or daily basis. Whenever you come back, it's always appreciated. So yeah, thank you for your support, and yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.